verrassing aan het eind. En het wordt, als het goed is, we're gonna switch to English. So Roberto, please enlighten us with all the face detection and recognition stuff.
Thank you, Mirai. So thank you for inviting me here, and congratulations for making it to the last talk. I'm Roberto Valenti, Chief Technology Officer of Cycor, which is a spin-off of the University of Amsterdam. And what we do at Cycor, we focus on faces, because we think that faces is an amazing channel of information that is currently not being tapped. So what's in a face? What kind of information is in a face? There is two sorts of information. One is the long-term information, which is your age, your gender, your ethnicity, something that doesn't change very often. And the other one is things that change more often, like your expression or your direction of interest. So where are you looking? So where are you looking and how are you looking at things? So at Cycor, we developed all this technology to capture this information starting from an image. But of course, you enter really fast into privacy issues. So now we came up with a concept. All right, just a second. Which is a human sensor. So what changes between a camera and a sensor is that the camera sends images, but the sensor sends signals or information. So what we do is that the sensor, you can place it anywhere, can pick up information on what is happening in front of it, so it can sense. And then it makes this data available, only the data, not the image, makes the data available to the Internet of Things. And you can use this information, we found out, to mainly do three things. One of which would be targeting. So for instance, if you're running an advertisement, you can target the advertisement depending on which person is in front of it. So if there are more females or at a certain age. You can interact. For instance, if I want to switch off the light in a smart home environment, I can just look at it and just look at it angry. And we just turn off. And very interesting for the retail and in many other business cases is reporting. So to see what's happening in front of the sensor, so that you would know what kind of situation, so how your business is doing during your past month or week or day, and even do some projection of how it's going to look next week. So let's have a look on how the technology looks. So we scan, as I said, we scan the image, and this is what the sensor sees, of course. We don't ship the image, so this is just a visualization of what the sensor sees. And you can see that, well, we get all this information about these people. We do not know who these people are, but we really know where they're looking, what is their mood, and approximate age and gender. Of course, sometimes there's some mistakes. When you place these sensors into the entire stadium or down the road, like in any advertisement, billboard, that in any street or in any shop, this sensor will just keep collecting this data. But being an Internet of Things, we can connect all these sensors together, and then you get a network, or either your private network or public network, where you would share this information, so that other people will be able to pick it up and work with that information. So by connecting all these sensors together, we can visualize some interesting information. So we created a dashboard where, first of all, it tells you where the sensor is, and depending on what you're interested in, you will give you a highlight. So like if there's some traffic or the amount of people at a specific location, you can also select if your age group and gender, so if you want to have some different facets of what you want to display. And of course here we have also a net. We also have a quantity, so how many people for each of the sensors that are installed. And down there you can see a timeline in which you can see when people showed up and how many, and the sum of all these sensors altogether. So sensor, of course, is looking at something that is currently happening now, so you can use that part for the interaction. If you look at the past, you can have all this information for what happened last week, last month, and you can use it to see how your business is doing. But you can also use the same pattern to predict what's happening in the future. So at that point, if you're, for instance, an advertiser, and you will want to, and this indicates the number of people in your target group, and you want to advertise at the peak, we might have to have some new business models. For instance, you can bid on an advertisement at a higher price because you know that it's going to be a peak hour in the moment that it's going to be displayed for your specific target group. So, what does this sensor, and in general the Internet of Things, do is, if you have heard these kind of things before, it looks very similar to what Google Analytics is doing for the web. And for the future, it's about and the present is about the Google AdWords or Google AdSense, that basically you can bid advertisement depending on what's happening right now. So what you see here is that we can move digital business models into the real world, and that's actually the real power of the Internet of Things. We basically, this sensor and this actuator makes the thing become a little bit more real. And if we can export this business model, it means that we can export all the property of the Internet. And we're talking about the boundaryless, so borderless, the freedom and the free things that we can get from the Internet will also happen to the world. So now, in being my last talk, I was thinking about talking about what the future is going to look like. So we're now at the confluence of different technologies that, we have all these sensors that are in just 4 years from now, they're going to be like 25, 30 billion sensors together. And we have artificial intelligence that can look at all the data that the sensors generate and can do estimation and prediction. And through the blockchain and the trust that the blockchain gives you, you can also send directly actuation. So we have no human intervention within any of these things. If we have, of course, there is also the human part. If you think about it, we're really part of the Internet of Things. When a Uber driver gets an order, he basically gets ordered by a machine, and there's an artificial intelligence algorithm that decides who is the best person to be assigned to that. And the person, without knowing, even the person that asked for the ride, is going to go pick him up over there and deliver it over there. But you see, if you think about the Internet of People, and you compare these, you make a parallel to the Internet of Things, people are pretty expensive things. And yeah, it is probably the smartest sensor. It is the most versatile actuator. But what we need to do is really replace this sensor to something cheaper. So automation is really, really important in this case. So we will have, right now, we will see that there will be a mix between the Internet of Things getting automated, getting everything just, if you order something, something gets made by the Internet of Things, but something that yet we cannot make, then there will be an interface, right now, a phone, that will be using this information to allow you to complete a deal. And this is probably, there will be soon only two kind of works. The people that are building the Internet of Things, and the people that are slowly need to be replaced by some automation. Now that sounds a little bit scary, but in practice is very welcome, because we will liberate humans from labor, and human can focus on higher things that are more adapted for humans. So human will always be able to do something that the machine cannot do yet. There is one last thing that I'd like to say. If everything gets automated, the price of things will just go lower and lower and lower. So we will have an automated economy with zero marginal cost. And if there is no marginal cost, then it means that when you're producing something, the only cost that there is the cost of the resource, because we can get electricity for free from renewable, we can manufacture things via the electricity, and we can use the same free energy to actually power these devices. So at this point, if the only cost that remains is the cost of resource, and then we will have a great opportunity, an opportunity of switching to an economy that is based on resource and not a monetary system. So it means that when you're trying to minimize the use of resources, concepts like the sharing economy or the circular economy, in general sustainability, become embedded in the economy itself, and not something that is just nice. So, well, that's it for now. Thank you.